This man had just gone to the toilet when something weird happened. The crowded highway disappeared. At first he thought he was going in the wrong direction, but he couldn't find his way back. He couldn't get a signal on his mobile phone. When he was at a loss for words, suddenly he saw a villa on the hill. Excited, he rushed over to seek help, but as soon as he came up, he was attracted by the scenery in the garden. It's a rare sight in the city. He knocked politely on the unlocked door, but he couldn't find anyone in the house. Could it be that the owner wasn't at home at the moment? As he wondered, he suddenly saw a woman standing in the yard. Excited, he rushed over to ask for help. When she saw him, she looked a little embarrassed. Before he could say anything, she said she was lost. She asked the man to help her get back to the motorway. The man was speechless. It turned out that the woman wasn't the owner of the house either. She's just as lost in the forest as he is, and their watches had stopped working. They can't get any signal from their mobile phones. The woman said she had searched carefully. There are no phones or clocks in this house. There's not even an electrical outlet. She's a real estate agent. There's no way this house is occupied, and there's no road near the house, so there's no way there's a car here. But the man thinks the owner is a recluse. The woman thinks it's too weird. We should find a way to get out of here on our own. So the two of them went into the forest to find a way out. But no matter how far they went, they ended up back at the house. The man was devastated. He even suspected that someone was playing a prank on him. At night, the two men built a fire in the house and introduced themselves to each other. After talking to each other, they realized that their lives were not as good as they wanted them to be. The mortgage and car payments had left them almost breathless. Before going to bed, they went to the cloakroom. They found that all the clothes were in their sizes. It was as if everything had been arranged. They went to bed early with doubts. The next day something even stranger happened. They realized that the house was producing delicious food, and there was an endless supply of wine. The two of them felt like they were in a paradise, with no food or clothing. They didn't have to worry about loans. They soon became accustomed to life here. Eventually, the two of them fell in love with each other. In order to forget the past, they burnt all their IDs and mobile phones. They agreed to live here alone together for the rest of their lives. But it didn't last long. That day, Lisa was enjoying the flowers in the courtyard. Suddenly a strange woman came in. She was instantly shocked. The woman had the same experience as they had before. She'd walked into the woods by accident and couldn't get out. She tried to get Lisa and Matt to help her out of the forest, but they said there was nothing they could do. The woman picked up the phone and tried to call for help. Lisa said she couldn't get any signal, but the woman got right through. It's a bit of a mystery to them. Why would the woman's phone be able to get a signal? And she didn't look nervous. This made Lisa suspicious. She thought the woman was hiding something, but Matt advised Lisa not to be suspicious. The woman was just lost like them. Lisa thought the house belonged only to the two of them. She didn't want the woman to live here. Matt said she couldn't just throw her out. Matt looked like he didn't care. Lisa warned Matt not to borrow a woman's mobile phone. They promised to stay here forever. Matt nodded in agreement. Ever since the woman arrived, wasps have been appearing in the garden for no apparent reason. That had never happened before, and she was always trying to get Lisa to use the phone to communicate with the outside world. But Lisa had already given up and refused. At dinner, the woman and Matt had a nice chat. It made Lisa jealous. Just as she was about to leave, a scorpion suddenly appeared on the table, and Matt got nervous. How could there be a tropical animal in a place like this? The next day Matt was gathering firewood. He ran into the strange woman calling for help. The woman said that even though she had contact with the outside world, no one could locate them. She had a lot of work to do, and she was going to miss a big basketball game today. Matt was intrigued to hear that the woman was a basketball fan, because he was a basketball agent. He asked the woman if there was any big basketball news lately. The woman said she didn't know much about it. She just likes one of the players, but she could lend Matt her phone so he could ask her about it. Matt politely declined. He promised Lisa he wouldn't contact the outside world. When he got home, he played chess with Lisa, but the woman was listening to the basketball game, and she's yelling about the game. Matt's heart began to waver as he listened. Lisa suddenly sees a snake in the house. Matt grabbed a crowbar and threw the snake out the door. Lisa wondered how the snake got in. Matt doesn't know what's going on or if it's all about that woman. Lisa went back to her room to take a nap. Matt couldn't resist the lure of basketball. He forced the woman to hand over her mobile phone. He couldn't wait to dial the number. But while he was inquiring about basketball news, lightning struck the sky. The woman took off her coat. Lisa rushed over. Then the woman took the phone back and said it was time to call it quits. Matt didn't understand what the woman was talking about. The woman explained that she had created this paradise. Matt and Lisa could have lived here without a care in the world. But humans can't resist the temptation. And in the end, they squandered this rare opportunity. And then she told them to get out of here. Before you knew it, Matt was back on the motorway in traffic. It seemed as if everything had been a dream, but his mobile phone and ID were gone. He knocked on a car window to borrow his phone, but the person in the car was Lisa. But they couldn't remember each other's faces. It just felt strange and familiar at the same time. But then Lisa realized her phone was missing too, so she refused Matt's request. With the windows up, the two of them returned to real life.